Yeah, because for some reason, some people think that sugar in fruit is somehow the same as refined sugar. Probably someone that's bought into, sounds like one of those that bought into the whole keto carnivore thing, I don't know, but I don't buy into that. Like, there's a reason they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Like heaven. Like, why would they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away if fruit is somehow bad for you? I don't know why that's bad for you. You know, I would argue it's better to give a kid a piece of fruit instead of a chocolate bar, for example. It's going to be a lot healthier for them, right? I mean, so, yeah, like, but, okay, so apples, right? It's going to be a lot harder to overeat an apple, isn't it, than to overeat chocolate bars. Hello, shaky baby, how you doing? I mean, fruit's usually mostly water, so good luck trying to overeat that stuff, because it's going to take a lot of volume to overeat it. Hello, Ronnie, how you doing? I don't know why people try and demonize on fruit. Just sounds like some kind of dogmatic bullshit to me, where they have this kind of black and white thinking that all carbs are bad. Oh, all fruit and vegetables are bad. All potatoes are bad for you because they're starch or something. Or fruit's bad for you because it's got sugar in it. I mean, yeah, but it's like, yeah, it's got fiber in it. It's also got vitamins and stuff. Actually, berries are loaded oftentimes with antioxidants, some of the healthiest foods there are. Elderberries, one of the healthiest foods there is. Blueberries, just to name a few. Rose hips, again, one of the superfoods, one of the best, healthiest foods out there. Loaded full of vitamin C, loaded full of minerals. It's a good source of manganese, I believe. So, yeah, I just don't understand the whole fruit bashing thing. It's like, I don't know if they're just trying to troll or something, but it's just, yeah. So there's some kind of like debate on, hello Stu, avocados are mostly fat, technically. So yeah, like in terms of calorically, avocados are mostly fat, but they're technically, like, botanically a fruit because they're like a stone fruit, aren't they? Yeah, it's like unsaturated fat. I think durians are like the mixture of carbs and fat, if I remember. But the thing is, yeah, like I said, I think carbs are good, say, if you, before a workout, it's a good way to, you know, ramp up your glycogen stores before a workout. What you're saying, the speaker of purity. Only if you got a medical condition like diabetes or fatty liver disease, then you have to watch out. Yeah, exactly. It's like for the general population, I think fruit is good. And if it allows you to work out harder, I think that is a good thing, right? Because people need glycogen in order to work out and to their fullest. So I think that is, yeah, I always end up looking amazing. You feel like I have an avocado at least 3 times a week. I need to sort it out. So what is it about the avocados? Is it the fatty acids or something that helps with that? But avocados are meant to be good. It's just that they're not the cheapest things. I mean, they're not that expensive, to be fair, but I mean, some fruits are a bit expensive, aren't they? So that can be a bit of a problem where I think maybe people would eat more fruit if it was less expensive, perhaps. For example, just a little punnet of blueberries can set you back like a couple of quid in a lot of cases, which to me is just kind of crazy. But it is what it is. Like, you don't really get that many for like the amount that you pay for. That's a problem with that sort of stuff. Is the volume to money ratio or whatever. Is everyone all right tonight? A bit quiet now. It's started a new one. So I don't know what Medusa was on about with the. So I was agreeing with her on a lot of things, but then trying to then bash on sugar and also not just on fruit sugar. Well, I can think of countless fruits that I would recommend that people eat more of. I mean, there's a lot of berries that are really good for you, and they technically technically they have sugar in them, but they also have a lot of beneficial things. I mean, blackberries even they have small amounts of sugar in them. Every fruit pretty much has them. Like I said, avocados are mostly fat though, but they're not really they're botanically a fruit, but they're culinarily, some might consider them more like a vegetable. Really, Sam, okay. Hit the like button, everybody, thank you. So yeah, it's just, I just feel like I'm losing brain cells when I hear people saying stuff like, oh, fruit's bad for you. It's like that fucking Liver King coming out with loads of tripe about, kind of like that. It's like that other guy, Eddie Abu. He was saying the same tripe as well about fruit and vegetables being bad. But it's like, but he's got some, I think he had steroid-induced shit that meant that he couldn't eat that stuff. I don't know how many hours I've been on, but I've been on quite a bit. Welcome in anyway, guys. Hope you're all well. But yeah, it would be good if fruit was cheaper though, I think, and there is ways of foraging some of it though. So when it's summertime, there's fruits like blackberries and stuff like that. You could just go and get it for free. And they're going to have a lot of antioxidants. They're going to have a lot of anthocyanin. And, some of these dark-coloured fruits are actually one of the best sources of anthocyanin. Elderberries is another example of that, which are linked to being antimicrobial. So, yeah. Hi, Susie. Difference between natural sugars found in fruits compared to artificial sugars found in other foods. Obviously, the fruits are much better for you. Thank you. That's what I mean. Anyone that tries to, associate it with refined sugar, I think is kind of, been misled, really. Like they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, An apple is worlds apart from, candy floss or something, They're totally, they're poles apart from each other in terms of the health. They are completely different. Everything in moderation. It's just, people have this kind of, black and white mentality on certain things. Anything with sugar in it is bad. Where floss a day keeps the dentist away. Oh yeah. Anyway, it's gone a bit quiet in here now, so yeah. I guess it's not pushing me out anymore much tonight. It doesn't look like I'm in the algorithm much at the moment. Anyway, it is what it is. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, but yeah. But yeah, moderation is the thing, Make sure you can moderate your intake of things, because, too much of a good thing is a bad thing, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta moderate your intake of things, otherwise you can end up with Even things like, for example, like if you have a lot of meat that contains vitamin A, you can end up with vitamin A toxicity. So that's something that you've got to be a bit careful of. No, I don't. I mean, it's just, yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that, but yeah. I know I probably should do all that shit, but yeah. Because they say how much of dirt can get in between your teeth and stuff. But I hope everyone's well tonight. I've got 9 people in here now, so it has picked up again a little bit. Hello, honeyworm. A water flosser, how does that work? A water flosser. Hit that like button, guys. Thank you for the 7 likes, everybody. Nice one, everybody. Water flosser. Alright. Dunno. Water flosser. Everybody had a good day then. Yeah, anyway, end of that rant anyway. Been ranting a lot, and yeah, I have one of those. Oh really? A water flosser. It shoots high pressure water and cleans between my teeth. Oh really? So you don't have to fuck around with that bit of stringy whatever thing. Hi Karen. Yeah, you subscribed. When did you subscribe? Was it earlier or something, or just now? Anyway. Yeah, is everybody okay? Hope everyone's doing well. Paragon John, how you doing? Speech policing. You're on about with the whole thing of getting arrested for a tweet. Yeah, I think it's just gone way too far with all that, you know. People having to police their own thoughts now. It's like people are being arrested just for being human, I would say. You know, sometimes we say things that we don't mean, and then we're being punished for that. Like, it's bullshit to me, really. I floss every night ever since I was told I have early signs of gum disease. Oh, God. Yeah, I've got to be careful with that. It's best to get on it before it's too late then, yeah. Anyway, is everyone alright then? Hope you've all had a good day. Share the live out if you can. Yeah, yesterday, or you subscribed yesterday, is that what you mean? Yeah, I was at the gym earlier today, so what I found that, like, if I've done a hard session, if I do some meditation afterwards, I find I tend to be I feel a bit more recovered. Like, I can go into like a deep recovery just by going into there's a thing called yoga nidra meditation. It's a way of switching on the parasympathetic nervous system that can help you get into like a deep recovery mode. I find that after I've done that, like, I feel like some of the inflammation and stuff has gone down, and just going to help with kick-starting the recovery process, I find. Less inflammation in the body, just feeling, feel like you come round again. So yeah, it's just, I think it's good. I recommend like doing some form of like meditation practice just for that reason, but there's a lot of other benefits as well. I once was shoulder pressing 90-pound dumbbells, and a tonsil stone popped out, and I almost bought. Oh God, that's awful. That. What's the point of this? Says Charles. We're here to chat and make conversation and stuff. We're here to discuss and to debate things. We're all grown adults here, and we're just kind of like. But we need to be able to. Thing is, sometimes we can disagree on certain things, but we need to be able to agree to disagree. Is what I'd say. I don't know if that Medusa person was even a real person, because it seemed like they were just trying to antagonize, I've noticed. But, I mean, maybe they just have a different opinion on certain things, but yeah. Why are you here, Charles? Oh yeah, that's the thing. Welcome back. What have you been up to, Nab? Just got some food on the, yeah. Just got the pasta stuff, but yeah. What's that? Let's debate capitalism versus socialism. Okay, what side do you fit on, like? I would say that the way I see it is that we should have the benefits of both, where it's like the benefits of capitalism in like free markets and like competition, things like competitive markets and stuff, with the benefits of socialism with like safety nets and things like that. So yeah, mix of both I think would be best. Oh, you had breakfast. Oh yeah, because you're like hours ahead of me. Yeah, so persimmons I've heard. Yeah, but I tried it and I don't know. I remember trying to mix it in with porridge, but I don't know. I was trying to make like a cocoa porridge with it, but not sure if I really am into it. But yeah, persimmon's good for you though, because it's got a lot of I think well, it's a good source of vitamin A actually, because it's like similar colour to carrots. Orangey coloured food is high in a thing called beta carotene. It's going to be high in other carotenoids and stuff. So it's all good for you anyway. But scrambled eggs, rice, and corned beef. Haha, Filipino breakfast. Heading out soon to run some errands. Plus, it's extremely hot out. Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I bet it'll be hot over there. What season is it over there? Oh yeah, oatmeal. Yeah, porridge is. We call it porridge over here, but yes, I know in America and places like that they call it oatmeal. Hi, ER. Okay. So I'm doing some like medicine ball slams and stuff earlier. I also did, I was doing sled pushing as well. So I started off with like 20 kilos and then add weight. Eventually I got to like the maximum 125 kilograms. At that point I had to just walk. Once I got to about 80, 100 kilograms, I had to like walk. I couldn't. But when I was doing 20, 40, 60 kilograms, I was literally running with the sled. So yeah, I was like, oh yeah, box jumps. Yeah, I think I've done that before. Box jumps are good. Yeah. I do like squat jumps, like frog leaps and stuff like that. I like doing that kind of stuff. Also, alternating jumping lunges are good as well. There's a lot of different variations of things. Oh yeah, hello Karen. How's it going, everybody? But yeah, have you ever done burpees before? The thing with burpees though is you're not really keeping tension on any muscle. It's more of a cardio thing, really. And some people can do them for like ages, but yeah. But if you're starting out, so a lot of people might struggle, and it might not be that effective for some people at the beginning. So you have to really build up conditioning for it. I'm a hockey goalie and do a lot of flexibility training. Oh, cool. There's only wet and dry season here. Oh yeah, because you get like stormy weather at times, don't you? All the humidity in it. That's the thing over in those countries. In the like Southeast Asia and the tropics. Absolutely sounds nicer than British corned beef. Well, yeah. British stuff is usually like a bastardized form of something else, really. I don't know why people rave about British cuisine. A lot of it I just think is just shite. What's that? I remember when we were in the very first COVID lockdown, some people I heard were ripping their teeth out because they couldn't go to the dentist, all closed. Yeah, that's horrendous, that, isn't it? Yeah, that's the thing, because they shut dentists and they're cancelling postponing people's appointments. Yeah, it's a mad time to live in. Remember when all the like apocalypse scenario? It was so weird. It was such a weird time with all the shelves emptying and all the toilet roll emptying, all the bread disappearing. It was such a strange time to be alive. Some typhoons and stuff. Oh yeah, typhoons. That's the thing. It's just, I think I said the other day how like, all these people that say, oh, I'd love to live in one of these countries, right? They want to live in, hello, it's crystalline. Oh yeah. Oh, I want to live in such a country. I want to live in Southeast Asia. But then you've got all the weather shit over there. And then you've also got some other issues like creepy crawlies and stuff like that. a lot of creatures over there that we don't get over here. No, I'm not from Wales, Stephen. I'm from England. I don't think I would cope well with the humidity in some countries. Yeah, it would get quite stuffy, I can imagine. It might be alright if you're near the sea, if there's a breeze, but yeah, could be a bit of an issue, really. That's just, yeah, for some reason it wasn't letting me move the thingy out the way. I was trying to put this question up, but it wasn't, kind of, whatever. I like the wildlife and the weather. Yeah, I guess if you like the weather and you don't mind the humidity, then that's okay. I couldn't imagine, my grandma would have hated it, I reckon, all the humidity and stuff. She struggled with hot weather. Might have been her weight partly, but yeah, she would sweat a lot. Even in quite mild weather, she was quite prone to just sweating a lot. And there is a breeze some days, and inside there is aircon. You go inside malls, or your room to cool off. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, my tan is fantastic. Tantastic. I remember, I think wasn't there a shop called Tantastic or something? I'm sure there was actually like a sunbed shop called Tantastic or something like that. Very fantastic, it's tremendous, like me, I'm orange. I look like I've eaten lots of carrots and gotten the carotenoids in my skin. Yeah. Hello, Adongo Dorothy. How are you tonight? Thank you for the likes, everyone. I'm in Boston. There's 20 inches of snow on the ground here. Oh, really? Yeah, that's a funny one, isn't it? Because you're a lot further south than we are, but I think it's to do with, we're on an island. We're on a little island here. The Trump thing is getting boring. Well, if you don't like it, then why don't you just leave then? What the hell is going on, says Nariko. What do you think? Hello, Elonjmas. Hope you well. Could you please offend me and do an Irish accent? Top of the morning to you, Fiona. How are you doing today? What's the crack? I've had to buy aircon to feel comfortable even with British summers, lol. Although our summers do seem to be getting hotter. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the whole climate change thing? You're offended, are you? Oh, really? Well, I'm so sorry for that. British summers are dry and the houses aren't built for them. True, yeah, because in some of these countries actually have light. If you notice in Spain, the houses, and Italy as well, houses are lighter in colour. Oftentimes they have white because it reflects the heat off them. So yeah. Whereas in this country, they're more designed to keep heat in. But yeah, people saying climate change doesn't exist, but summers do seem to be getting hotter though. And a lot of people saying that they remember really snowy winters back in the 60s, where the snow would be in some cases, several foot deep. I mean, is that some kind of Mandela effect or something, or were they actually a lot worse back then? Some said that they used to get a lot more permafrost as well back in those days, when the frost would linger for a long time. You get frost on top of frost, but we don't see that very much here anymore. So there is things that have changed, but the cause of that is debatable. Is it some kind of geoengineering, or is it some natural thing going on? Or I don't like hot weather. Yeah, if it gets too hot, it can be a bit stuffy, but yeah, it can drain you. Yeah, definitely the winters were definitely colder. Yeah, that's what a lot of people have said. But we don't have to change it to stop it. What do you mean? To stop what? Sorry. Why do you decide to go for the northwest to southeast of extractor fan attachment? What do you mean? Are you on about in Southeast Asia? Hi Joshua. Well, you got snow, have you? Look, Australia now. They're into another horrible heat event, edging 50 degrees C and higher. Oh, blimey. That is hot. The climate or weather. Winters here, minus 15 to 20 degrees. Summers over 100 C. 100 Fahrenheit, I think he's saying. I don't know what that is in Celsius, yeah. Well, I just gathered that is very cold in winter and hot in summer, so we don't get as much polarity like that usually in the temperatures. Again, like small island, so yeah. Hello, Doris Slayer. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. Okay. No, pal, just interested what you know about that extractor fan. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. This is, yeah, I haven't got a clue about that. If that's what you're on about, some fan or whatever, I don't know. Don't have any clue. New England's weather is so unpredictable, yeah, but it's his biggest fan. Oh yeah, true. My B thought you were Australian. R.I.P. the Queen, I can tell you still recovering. I don't care, to be honest. No skin off my nose, really. Like, it's not, I don't know the Queen. I didn't know the Queen or anything. It's not something that I have any feelings towards, to be honest. If that makes me a bad person, so be it. But, yeah. Can you give us some insight? I don't know why you're so obsessed with the extractor fan. Fiona says you're still recovering though. What do you mean? I'm still recovering though. What are you talking about? Still recovering from what? I just told you it had no effect on me whatsoever. Other people might be, if they're like monarchists or something. Okay, just get rid of this troll nonsense. What's that? I recovered when I bought her last gold coin before she died and then got 100% profit from it when she passed. Oh, goodness. Some people reckon that she already passed months before they announced it because they wanted to actually like do the Jubilee thing. Remember, because there was that whole Jubilee thing that they had just a few months before she passed away. So some reckon that they hid it, all that or something. Hi, Sir Johnny-Lot. Do you think that's what happened? That she actually already passed away? That was like you could call it like a conspiracy theory or something, but we won't know really, will we? So it's just speculation at the end of the day, isn't it? A lot of this stuff. Just making up some speculation. She's still alive and living it up with Michael Jackson. Yeah, maybe with Elvis Presley as well, because they say, Elvis is still alive or something. Yeah. So you still, yeah, just read that one. I won't be on too much longer. Any more questions, guys? not a boxer, no. No, not a boxer. What's your favourite beer? I don't drink beer. So where are you from in the UK? York, I live. Hello, Ahmed. How can I be happy? Well, that's, something that, I can't really give you an exact answer on that. Everyone's got different things that make them happy, but I would just say, find your purpose. But that might sound quite generic. And hello, Leighton. We're just here to talk. We're here to debate, discuss things. Is that near Newcastle? It's about probably a couple of hours from Newcastle, actually. Hello, Ellie Ackerman. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Happiness is a very individual feeling. Yeah, different things make different people happy. Some people are happy by just, playing video games, whereas some people might be happy by, helping others. So it's something you need to maybe just do some kind of inner work on that to try and discover yourself. Think about what it is that you really want to do. What do you really want to achieve? Hello, Joshua. Oh, yeah, York. You was in York back in 2010, 2011. Go and string out again and invite some folk up. Chat with directions. Some of this chat feed is just stuff. Yeah. Well. Yeah. It's maybe someday. Maybe someday. Plus, they learn self-defense martial arts. Yeah. Yeah, self-defense. It's good to learn all that stuff. Anyway, hello, what's that? Leia Flower? His voice sounds like a radio announcer or an army soldier's voice. Oh, thank you. Hello, G. Draining. You're welcome, Ahmed. Okay, here we go again with the marketizing, whatever the hell that is. Sounds like some made-up bullshit. Yeah, is everybody alright tonight? It's Leia from Brazil. Nice to meet you, Leia. Have I pronounced it correctly? Leia. Plus, harder to follow actual chats. Anyway, I'll catch you soon. Get some rest. Okay, thank you. See you later. But, yeah. Well, it seems like with this way of doing things, I seem to have been getting more and more viewers. Seem to be getting more interaction. But I just find that when I have other people on, and I'm talking to them, people seem to get kind of a bit, you know what I mean? People, because remember when I would try it on TikTok where I'd add other people on, and then I'd lose viewers doing that. I found that I get the most viewers when it's just me interacting with the chat. I likes your voice. Are you a Christian? No, I'm not religious. James' voice is a mix of Sly Stallone and who else, guys? I don't know. But, is everybody alright tonight then? Nice to have you all here. But it seems like, because I'm interacting with people, the fish stick. Okay, what are you saying? No, I've never been to Birmingham. Actually, yes, I have, because I went to Bourneville, actually, which is in Birmingham. So technically, yes, I have. I've not been to central Birmingham, though, I don't think. Got any plans or goals for this year? Well, one of them would be to try and get to 10 pull-ups this year. That is my goal. Super red pill, what you on about? Super red pill. That cringy red pill shit or something. Red pill, whatever. Whatever. Bunch of guys who think they're alphas and they're like red pills and whatever, and they're just, a lot of them are cringe. Badass pirate skeleton says never. Okay, what the hell? What the fuck's going on in here? Okay. Yeah. What's this? Inok Novico says, any goals or plans? Not right now. I mean, I'm just kind of, yeah. One of the things I want to do is just continue to try and grow the channel, and we seem to be growing day by day, so just about, staying consistent with it, and consistency is key, as they say, just keep going with it until finally it's going to pay off, hopefully. That's the goal anyway. Just try and keep on pushing, keep persisting. And eventually, because good things happen to those who wait, as they say. So, general chat channel, it can go in all sorts of different directions. So it can go into like different rabbit holes. We were talking about pyramids earlier. That's a topic I like to get into sometimes. But yeah. We're going to a bit of a debate on that, on the origins of that and what they were built for. There's nothing particular. I mean, it's basically, I do my fitness stuff on the shorts. I also do, but we're here just to talk about all sorts of stuff. Sometimes we talk about health stuff if people have questions about that, if people have any sort of particular, questions. If they want to ask about current state of affairs, politics, things like that. I don't like to have to pin it down to a certain thing. I just like to keep it open and keep it kind of open, free flowing is what I do. Apparently there's a vault under the Great Pyramid. Oh, really? We'll talk about whether they were used as energy harvesting or something. But the pyramids were built to magnify the state of consciousness of whoever was inside them. They were electrically charged and astrologically aligned and allowed for astral projection and healings. Yeah, it's interesting because they were saying how it still lines up today with Orion's belt, which suggests that they were built there purposefully. I remember there was this claim though that I don't know if anyone ever heard about this, but apparently it was debunked. About the speed of light, 186,000 whatever miles per hour, miles per second, And people were saying that it was on the same latitude as that or something, but apparently it's not quite the same, and people have kind of. But the first few digits actually do match up, which is a bit of a. Just wondering if any of you have heard about that whole thing. I'll probably go and check it out in a minute and the actual numbers. But the first few digits do match up. But some people seem to be exaggerating certain things. That's the problem, is that you get these people who will exaggerate kind of claims and stuff to try and make it seem more, kind of uncanny or whatever, Because a lot of people just want to try and use it for their own kind of clout or whatever it might be, to try and seem interesting and whatever. So I'm just going to put my food out basically and stay on a few more minutes and then I'll have to get going. But yeah, probably there was a thing called Nazca lines or something, and I might have to look more into that, but some are saying that the pyramids were built as free energy harvesting or something, but again, something I need to look into more. It's just there's a lot of conspiracy stuff out there that can't really be trusted. But I try to keep an open mind though. I'm not just going to dismiss something because it sounds like a conspiracy theory or something. But I do have my guard up now because I did get quite sucked into conspiracy stuff a while ago. So I've learned that I have to be very careful to not end up getting sucked into some crazy rabbit holes. So I suppose it did me some good in that sense that it teaches you a lesson, not trust everything that you see online, because a lot of it's just made up BS. or exaggerated or whatever. Yeah. Old conspiracy can be trusted. What are you saying? You mean can't be trusted? Let's have a look. So there was this thing on, like I said, the Great Pyramids. Yeah, Jamie, I went down the conspiracy rabbit hole on YouTube around 2012. So what did you find on that then? Great Pyramids, speed of light. So this was the claim about it. It was something about the coordinates. So this was 29. So it was in kilometers per hour. Spherical coordinates 29.9792 closely match the speed of light in a vacuum 299,792 458. A connection often cited as a potential yet highly debated ancient mystery. While some suggest this indicates advanced knowledge by the builders, mainstream consensus attributes it to coincidence. So is it coincidence, or do you think that there's something... So, yeah, it's just a bit of an interesting one, really, isn't it? That, no, I'm not a soldier. Anyway, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Hello, Jibble. Hello, Destiny. How you doing tonight, everybody? So, do you think that they knew something about speed of light? That would be quite a crazy thing to... But they didn't even use kilometers per hour back then, though, did they? I mean, because that would suggest that they used kilometers per hour, which, I don't know, it's like, that doesn't really make any sense, though, does it? Because that would suggest that if they built it on those coordinates, they would have had to have, they didn't have meters. How long have they had meters for? Because it's metric system. How long has meters been around us? Meters. Jay, are you looking forward to people going back to the moon soon? Do you really think we'll be going back to the moon soon? Yeah, they didn't use kilometers. So that theory would, some might say that's just a coincidence about the position of them or something, but it's quite uncanny though. But yeah. So I'll put something like if so about the Great Pyramid speed of light. They didn't have kilometers back then. The moon isn't as good of a landing plan as initially hoped, but Mars seemed to be better for that. I don't know. But some argue that we might never have actually been to the moon in the first place, or also some people are suggesting that there might be have been a secret space program with secret missions to the moon that, anyway, yeah, Artemis, what's Artemis? So, basically, yeah, this correction relies on units, a system that did not exist in ancient Egypt. That's what I was saying about it. It just goes to show that some of these conspiracy theory stuff don't make sense, because if it really was a thing, then I don't know. I suppose there is times going to be certain coincidences. Hello, Ronnie. Certain Artemis too. I don't know, but they keep going on about going to the moon. Weren't they supposed to have gone by 2024 or something like that? But we'll see, won't we, really? Because don't they keep pushing it back or something? But where is it going to? A step toward, so it's just a step toward or something? Doesn't make any sense, does it? What doesn't? And about the ancient Egypt thing. Because I remember someone was saying this stuff about the whole ancient Egypt thing and how it just happens to line up with the numbers. But that was a unit that didn't exist. I mean, if it was, say, miles, then okay, but they were using kilometers. And like, oh, look, it matches up with the kilometers per hour, kilometers per second. I mean, I hate when people say Lance Armstrong didn't walk on the moon. I mean, it's a debated thing, so you're always going to get skeptics. There's always going to be people who will try to question things. Conspiracies, oh yeah. Anyway, but I'm just talking about the whole thing of speed of light and the position, the coordinates of the Great Pyramids. So I might talk more about it tomorrow if anyone thinks there's anything else going on about that, because is that just a coincidence or what? I would probably have thought so, because like I said, meters and stuff didn't exist back then, unless somehow meters are some kind of ancient metric or whatever, and then they switched to miles, which would sound ridiculous. I mean, hello Jason, how you doing? Not too bad, thank you. How are you doing? So this would assume that they secretly had meters and kilometers back in ancient Egypt, which, but it is a pretty crazy coincidence though. Another thing that's a crazy coincidence is when you look at the sun and moon and they both appear to be about the same size in the sky, but we're told that, it just happens because they, it's about being 400 times bigger and 400 times further away. So some might say that, is there some kind of, something else going on here? Because the chances of that happening is, it's a bit of a crazy thing to think about. Some strange things in the moon landing, yeah, but probably they made filmation for be sure they have a filmation if the transmission go wrong. What do you mean? I don't understand. Quite young man, oof, what you saying? Stolen AI content, really. Maybe some true, some not, I don't know. You're talking about conspiracies and stuff. Fake pre-recorded content. So what you're saying, that the footage could be fake, but they'd actually landed on the moon? Some people say there's a secret, they were doing secret things, so they put out fake footage. I mean, now the whole thing about the flag waving, that can be explained due to momentum, I believe. So that whole argument as to why we didn't go, that doesn't really make sense, because that would happen due to momentum, so yeah. Maybe they saw something we weren't supposed to see in the moon. Yeah, that was what some people were suggesting, that they might have seen something that, they're hidden it from us. But we just don't know, do we? Because we didn't get the live footage, did we? Because that wouldn't have been possible back then, would it? To have live recorded footage, right? Or was it? I don't know, how it all went down. But how did it all work? If they were hiding stuff, or did they already know that they had to hide things before they went? I don't know. 43. Who's 40? I mean, no, it's not snowing. It's not snowing right now. No, not snowing. Yeah, I don't think they're 43, are they? Anyway, anything else before I go? It's always interesting talking about all these different things, and the thing is, right, there's a lot of stuff we'll just never really know. There's a lot of stuff that we just never really will truly know for certain, because it's like with 9/11, right? There's a lot of things that people have found about 9/11 that's strange, but it's like the whole thing when they said the 9/11, when 9/11 happened, when the BBC reported Building 7 had collapsed, but you could still see it in the background. It went down about 20 minutes later. So, but they'll make an excuse saying, oh, it was just because there was a mix-up in reports and stuff, but you think to yourself, bit strange that, isn't it, really? Jerry just found out NASA planned to put a space station in orbit of the moon called Artemis 4. Oh, really? Jill says absolutely. So yeah, there's certain conspiracies that seem to have some merit to them. There's strange things with like the JFK shooting and people arguing that it probably couldn't have been a lone shooter, because to shoot a moving target like that that's going quite fast would require a lot of precision, as they were arguing, and there were some things about that just didn't quite add up. Yeah. I'm just one age 24. Okay. Who knows how old anyone is on here? It's just everyone's all just hiding behind a screen name, basically. 78, yeah, I believe that, yeah, definitely. 78. Oh goodness. Jamie is correct. Okay. Oh goodness. Well, I'm 30 years old. I wouldn't really call that elderly. Yeah, no one knows who anyone is on here, really. Yeah, I know you're not 78. There's hardly anyone that's 78 on here. What video games do you play? I used to play video games, not anymore though. I used to play stuff like Need for Speed. I used to like racing games and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, 30 is not old. I mean, it's not even middle-aged. 30 is still very much young. It would have been old at one time, though, because people used to only live to about 40 years old. 30 to 40, I think, was life expectancy. Red Bug Benefactor, how you doing? Okay. Get rid of this one. We'll be going in a couple of minutes, guys, but anyway. Yeah. Favorite films? Don't know. I would say Avatar was a good one. I would consider old as after 80. I'd say probably after about 65, I'd say is old. Like once you get to about retirement age, then I'd consider you as like old age pensioner at that point. Yeah. I meant that they probably reached the moon, but it's possible they prepared recordings in case the transmission went wrong, and surely both authentic and fake recordings were released to the public. Maybe, but if they had a fake recording, then they had a secret space program where they had not a secret space program, but a secret sort of expedition, you could say, in terms of the actual things that they did there. Secret research. Maybe they went to the dark side of the moon. Who knows, really? We don't know where they've gone. We don't know what they found, if anything. Have you heard of Operation Bother? No, what's that? But I heard there was a thing called Operation Paperclip. Has anyone heard of that? Apparently there were a bunch of like, we'll look it up. Yeah. Operation Paperclip. And these are the people that originally got into NASA or something, if I remember. So basically it says about recruitment was largely based on a list of Nazi affiliated scientists discovered and shared with US intelligence. So they actually used, hello, real Rahul. What you on about? Oof, oof. So this is the thing. So they used those people like, so it says here, notable participants and contributions. Werner von Braun. Fields of influence, legacy, institutions. So I don't think most people have even heard of a thing called Operation Paperclip, but it's like, if you've got these kind of people involved in NASA from then, in the startup of NASA after the Second World War, question is, was there something corrupt going on within that whole thing with we just don't know really what the hell. It's just a bit kind of strange that they would recruit those kind of people into their operation. There wasn't much corruption, really. Really. Are you trying to be ironic here? I'm gonna get going, guys. Yeah. America had its own problem with it. That was it, really. I suppose, but I just heard some stuff about that there was a thing called Operation Paperclip. And so whether there was infiltration and stuff going on with whatever the hell was going on in that operation, who knows? There'll be certain things that aren't disclosed to the public. I didn't see Fernie today, I guess. It's been busy or something, but Romania had a lot of corruption, and other countries for sure too. Yeah, definitely. Might have to look more into that Operation Paperclip thing, because I've heard quite a bit about it, but I haven't really looked into it properly. So I remember there was some video that was done about it. I might have a look into it. One that was quite popular on the topic. Hello, nickname unauthorized. How you doing? If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Let me find what it was. I think it was Annie Jacobson, but I might have to watch that video or something. And this person was actually on Joe Rogan. Annie Jacobson, she's called. So this was a video on, I'm sure, yeah, it was Annie Jacobson, Operation Paperclip, it's called. So I might have to look at that one. Yeah, not too bad, thank you. SGC Laboratory says, good evening to you, cool, thank you. Tugs Speedman, hello. No, not really, Noriko, not really. What's the chat about? Just talk about a thing called Operation Paperclip, which is, well, there's some kind of apparently there was a bunch of German, shall we say, those people that were for genocide in certain groups of people, those type of people involved in this thing called Operation Paperclip, which was some American sort of operation, I think, which led to the formation of NASA, apparently. So it's just something I thought I would mention, because we were talking about NASA and moon landings and stuff like that, whether there's any kind of connection to that. Oh yeah, Frank was here earlier just saying the same shit, so Yeah, it's just typical, isn't it? It starts picking up again as, so I'm about to go. I've got 16 people in here, so what time are we on? Yeah, it's about time I get going. Crazy shit and very intriguing. Yeah, you're into like the kind of more alternative stuff, are you? There's a lot of like kind of stuff that we just don't know about. Like I said, 9/11 and a lot of unanswered questions with things, isn't there, in the world? When am I live next? Tomorrow? I'm pretty much going live all the time these days, so I'm pretty sure you will see me pop up at some point soon. Don't leave the Aussie. Oh yeah, you're Aussie, isn't it, Emily? G'day, mate. Yeah. But I'm not someone that believes that, the Earth's flat, because I've looked into that actually, and yeah. Hello, Vishal. I don't believe in a biblical God, but I think there's like a point where you go off the deep end where people believe the Earth's flat, we live under a firmament or a dome, basically. That's where, in my opinion, it goes off the deep end. Hello, Dagon. How you doing? Hello, Roblox. Yeah, just like I said, we have to be careful not to go off the deep end personally, but everyone's got their own beliefs of things, but some people, they just go to like the extremes with like where people start transvestigating people, so people start thinking that celebrities have been cloned and replaced or whatever, and like this just starts getting like absurd in my opinion. I remember there was this guy who said that Eminem had been replaced multiple times. A lot of it's probably due to things like natural fluctuations. Obviously, a lot of them were, taking drugs that can affect your appearance. He probably went through phases of weight loss and then regaining weight, stuff like that. So I just feel like a lot of people have too much time on their hands and they just come up with a whole bunch of crazy theories, connecting dots where there's none to be made. Like, that's why people have like a kind of, not a good view on conspiracies, because they see stuff like that. But there is some actual like corruption out there in the world. But come on, Eminem, I mean, he's not been replaced 5 times, has he? I mean, that's just absurd. I don't get that. Lucy Bear. I sweated my weight off today. It's 45 degrees. Oh, blimey, that is hot. I feel like I've been replaced a few times. I've moved into alternative universes without knowing. Why is that then? Yeah. But I really will have to get going, guys, because it is very late for me. So, but yeah, with that being said, if anyone's new here, I would appreciate it if you can subscribe. So we'll be back on tomorrow. So we'll continue this chat. So take care, everybody. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day or night. Bye for now.